Round 1. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 104th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm an also humble host, Brendan White. Find me everywhere at Brendan8bit. Joined today, my two favourite partners in crime, Ali Hart, who can be found at Miss Ali Hart, and Nato Johnston, who can be found at I Know Nato. How you doing today, you sexy pair?
I was doing all right until like the best partners in crime part, and now I'm doing excellent.
I thought I'd sort of set you guys on the right track, get that energy level up from the get-go.
He plays the good boss sometimes, like where
he
it's
does.
like he knows that he needs to write. He needs his workers to perform, so he peps them up. Even though we both probably know his bullshitness, but we're still like, oh, we're his favorites.
I thought you were in trouble. You got your full name.
Yeah, I
when
did.
your parents give you your full name, and that means you're in the shit.
Nato Johnson, Jesus, yeah.
Well, because you're no longer NATO J18, so I thought maybe we're doing away with the J factor, so that's why I added the rest on.
Nah, still NATO J.
More...
It's just I wanted to get rid of the 18 part and like NATO J everywhere.
Why?
Like, take it. Well, it was actually because like recently when I was on a lot more Australian podcasts where like people sort of only know me, that they were like, oh, your handle's NATO J 23-1 something, and I'm like, oh, I need to get rid of the number. Numbers are bad unless you're a super established. Numbers are bad in handles, so that's why.
So you succumbed to the peer pressure.
Well, also because I've had NATO J18 as like pretty much a brand since 9th grade when I made my first Hotmail, and that was NATO J18 at hotmail.com. So
you could have wrote it out to the end of this year because it fits into 2018, and then after that,
I know
you could have become NATO J19.
I don't know who told me that recently, and I was like, "Fuck, that was a missed moment where it's my year, NATO J18, and now I've ruined it." So
I just assumed that you got rid of the 18 because you usually associate a number with like the person's age, and like with you, that like if it's NATO J18, everyone's like, could be 18.
Well, yeah, the fun fact was when I originally made it, I only made it 18 because I was like, oh man, I can't wait to be 18. Because I was like year 9, what are you, like 14 or something like that? And I was like, man, I can't be 18 and stuff. So then when I became 18, I was just like, well, I don't give a fuck anymore.
This sucks.
Yeah.
See, like, if we're going back into sort of that nostalgia trip, my first email was Presoto 420, and I didn't even know what the 420 meant, but I just heard it all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm putting that in my Hotmail.
Now, you need the XX, you insert name, 420XX. That's where the hardcore kids are at.
Damn.
Yeah, I wasn't at that level. I'm just a humble boy from a small country town. So the 420, I figured the marijuana is the gateway drug, and then maybe the next email I could have some XX and maybe a SK8 in there or something like that.
Oh, yeah. With the 8 instead of the rest of the word. Oh, hot.
The SXC. Sexy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get personalised plates with those. Sexy BO number 1. Sexy boy. I'm really not. I despise personalised plates with a passion.
I'm not your boy toy.
Sexy boy.
Shout out to the Heartbreak Kid. Some of the best wrestling entrance music ever created.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wish I was there for the one listener that like has nothing to do with wrestling, like not even 1 second of watch time. That's just like, what was that bit that just happened just then?
My ears are bleeding.
So, we're here for the 104th time. We've got the A team as mentioned before. Ali is drinking some sugar-free cola. Nato is doing something. and
Yeah,
I
it's just-
am doing nothing. I've got a stomach full of Red Rooster after the Red
All
Rooster,
right.
Rooster
What-
Crisis update yesterday.
What did you get?
Oh, yeah.
I got the Rooster Roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Delicious.
Rooster Roll boy, but they're doing the loaded fries now. Have you seen these?
I
$5
read it on the menu.
$5 for fries, and then they put roast chicken on top and then cover it in gravy.
Oh, yes! Because, like, the loaded fries at McDonald's were absolute rubbish. I'll get, like, come at me, the person that liked them, but seriously, just look inside yourself and you know deep down that they were not that good.
I agree, but these things, man, they are hot to trot. Like, if you know, it is true that Red Rooster is in some financial hardship, the loaded fries will certainly go a long way in righting the wrongs and sort of correcting the path of this ship. They are so good.
I want to know what the rest of Australia are doing. Come on. Red Rooster has the best chips out there. Like, I don't care who you are. And not to mention that you get chips in large and
KFC
family.
KFC's better.
No way. No freaking ways. KFC
now-
better. KFC is potato covered in salt.
Yeah, chicken salt, delicious. But shout out to the revised Hungry Jack's chips. Burger King for any international listeners.
Hell
Why?
yeah.
The
Those thick cut
yeah,
ones.
Yeah, the thick. They turned it around. They were the worst chips of all of the fast food
No.
Hungry Jack's.
No.
Yeah.
They were on the same level as McDonald's fries. They were that shitty shoestring where there's not a whole amount of tatey going on in there. It's
Oh, no,
just
That
See,
doesn't matter. You
hard
grab
crust.
a handful and
Yeah,
you just
yeah, shove
stuff
them
it in your mouth.
Yeah, Hungry Jack. McDonald's were heaps better than Hungry Jack's, but now they've changed it around. So you have to give them credit. I wish somebody like EA would look to Hungry Jack's and turn it all around.
learn from the BK and the HJs and right your wrongs, EA. Right your wrongs.
Give us some thick cut chips, EA.
So speaking of righting wrongs, we've been finally playing a lot of games together.
Yes.
After a lot of talk and a lot of sort of solo or broken teamwork based gameplay where it might be one or two of us together, we've actually reunited the crew this week. We played some Sea of Thieves. We played some PUBG. We didn't play Fortnite together. Nato's not a Fortnite guy. He doesn't like the... was it the shooting you said you don't like?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not accuracy. Like, if that's what people think when I say it's the shooting. I don't know. It's just when I shoot a gun in that game, it doesn't feel fun. It's like, it's the counter opposite of, like, a Destiny, where, like, you can shit on the rest of Destiny as much as you like, but the shooting a gun in Destiny and hitting an opponent just, oh my god, I don't know what it is, but it just feels
I agree.
good. Yeah.
I agree with you
100%.
there.
But Fortnite, it feels, like, it is arcadey in a sense already, but, like, it does feel arcadey, the shooting. Like, the gunplay is good and stuff like that, but I don't know what it is about that game, because it's not the building and stuff like that I have a problem with. I was cool to kind of learn that. It's just when I play that game, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm shooting a gun, I feel like I'm just pressing a button.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, especially some of the gun styles certainly feel that way. Some are a lot less rewarding in the hand than others, and that's not due to power or something. I think it's just the design of said weapon.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of the combat doesn't feel as rewarding. It does when you're like, popping headshots from 100,
Miles
200
away.
plus
Yeah,
meters.
that's what I mean. Not taken for anyone that has skill in that game, because, man, some of the people that play that game, I'm like, whew. Like with any
it's
game.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's the building things, the aspect that still... The speed that some of these people can build at just is astounding to me. I've been working with a mixture of keyboard, but I've pivoted back to a Xbox controller, and I've got the mapping on it now, where each build button is each trigger.
Yep.
So there's like flat piece, stairway, roof, so on and so forth. And it actually works really, really well with that mapping now. So I'm starting to get good. But some of the other speeds that these Bob the Builders roll at, it is insane.
Because they either have the macros on the keyboard or macros onto their mouse. That's why they can get that speed up and going.
But I'm getting pretty quick. I'm no who's really fast. I'm no Roadrunner.
Ninja.
I don't know where I'm going here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm
Speedy
still enjoying.
Gonzalez.
I'm enjoying Fortnite at the moment more than PUBG, to be completely honest.
Yeah. He is. I see that in you. Which is sad. but also I understand.
But then, like if we double back to sort of our cooperative experiences this week with PUBG, I have a lot of fun, I guess, depending on the company I'm keeping in the game coupled with the mode. Mm-hmm. And that sort of seesaws me between the two IPs as well. Anybody?
Oh, sorry. I was just agreeing with you. Like, yes, we agree. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm a good contrast. I didn't enjoy Fortnite when I played it. Granted, I did play it alone, so maybe I need to have friends. That sentence came out really sad.
Sad face question mark?
Sad face. But PUBG is definitely a game that I love playing when it's just like just us and just messing around, no seriousness kind of thing. So just the screw around element is what I love.
Yeah, this was like, we'll get into. I don't know how deep diving we're going with our games, but like this was the first week. I'd kind of got off PUBG too. The only time I was playing was when you guys were doing the custom servers. I don't even remember the last time I played normal PUBG because I was starting to get off it as well. I think more I was getting off Battle Royales as well. Like I've hit that point where I'm just like, I don't care about Battle Royales at the moment. But I had my good friend Sean Pitts message me on the Saturday morning and he's like, hey man, like I'm starting up streaming again. I've started streaming again and I need some people to crew with me on Xbox. And I was like, yeah, I haven't played with you in ages, and ended up playing a good 11 hours that Saturday of PUBG, getting a few chicken dinners here and there. And man, I forgot how fun that game is when you do roll with a proper crew and stuff like that. Some people, like, the mixture of having people that are entertaining and a mixture of people that are really good at the game as well. So, like, when the entertainment starts dying down, at least you've got that player that's, like, doing these miraculous things that kind of, like, get you back in. Or even the times where even the best player is having a bad time that game or something like that, you've got the people that are still entertaining you, where you've hit a tree and flipped a car and everybody's laughing and joking and stuff like that. So it's all three of our lists are a whole bunch of games that show their shine when you are playing with a good group. They are the perfect sandbox is a term used elsewhere, but like, I think these are the better, like, sandboxes when a game, if you don't play it with a good crew, it doesn't be as fun. Like if you're in a real sandbox in real life, if you're playing with your good friends, with your Tonka trucks and your dinosaurs, like, you could spend the whole day there having fun and making up stories and having a good time. And I think, like, especially something like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves 100% shines when you have a good team, and, oh, God. I can't wait till more content
comes. Can I interrupt you for a minute? Did you say Vaginasaurs?
That's what I heard! I was about to say, I heard dinosaurs.
No, I said dinosaurs.
No, I think you were talking about Vaginasaurs.
Oh, okay. Then Vaginasaurs, yeah. Then, I don't know what
so
you played.
So glad it wasn't just me that heard that.
I was waiting for an opening. I just assume it's
me.
The worst thing about a podcast now is that, like, anyone who missed that bit will hear you say that and now rewind back about 5-10 seconds and then replay that moment and, like, will call me up now on it and go,
do it, listeners.
You did say
definitely call him out on it.
Yeah.
And if we're wrong, then don't bring it up ever.
So Vaginasaurs. But no, I'm with you. I think you summarized it pretty damn well, where those games are great or okay on their own, but they're taken to a whole nother level when you are in a party with that dynamic of friends that are energetic or skillful at the game or crazy or funny or whatever mishmash of personalities there are, and it takes that gameplay to another level.
Yeah, and you can kind of contrast it to the last couple of weeks where everybody, apart from Ali, has been playing like something like God of War, where that game is now being put up on the pedestal, like in deservingly put up on a pedestal at the moment of like, this is amazing and stuff like that. But it only goes to a certain level for me because, like, when I talk about my stories with that game to somebody else, they have the same story. So it's like, oh yeah, oh man, how about when they did that thing? Oh yeah, it was great. And then you kind of go into a deep delve about that thing, but then, like, if I tell a story about something that happened in PUBG or a story that happened in Sea of Thieves, somebody's like, I didn't even know you could do that kind of thing. And then, like, you never have nearly ever the same kind of stories with these games that, like, when they might not average at the best of games like a God of War, which sits as, like, a always good time. But, like, Sea of Thieves, like, well, PUBG peaks at these points that you're like, I could never have those experiences in a linear story game because I'm only giving what that game wants to give me. While these other ones kind of give me that, like, hey, you do what you want, man. Let's see what kind of stories you can make with this game.
Yeah.
You like
you definitely get genuine experience.
Choose your own adventure sort of style aspects of some of these games where you can create your own path and your own storyline.
I love it, yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think if I played Sea of Thieves by myself, I'd be bored as shit. But playing with you guys...
Yeah, I died many times. Yeah. It's hard. But I actually want to take that challenge, though. Like, I want to start, like, playing more of it single player and kind of go against bigger ships and stuff like that. So, I'll see.
I got really scared. It got dark and I was on the ocean by myself. And I'm like, I never knew that having the crew there in, like, the nighttime was more comforting to me than I thought. Like, I thought you were all annoying as shit. But no, it turns out you have a comforting factor.
We can be both. Both. So Ali, you probably haven't played as much Sea of Thieves as the two of us. How are you finding it? Like, you've sort of got fresher eyes to the experience now. Are you finding that it lives up to the hype and the love, especially from, like, I love the game too, but I think Nato's on a level above me again. Do you think it is justifying some of that praise?
Like, it definitely earned its praise. There's a lot of elements that it actually, I think, it gets high marks on. Graphically, it's a fantastic game. Obviously, at the start, it had some connection issues, but since then, I don't think we've really ran into much in regards to connection issues or anything like that, server issues. In regards to gameplay, I do like, as Nato was mentioning before, just how open it is. Like, you guys can decide whatever you want to do. Do you want to follow a mission? Do you want to get some treasure? Or do you want to fuck up those guys over there in the small boat that are probably only 2 against us 4? You know, the options are endless. But I like you guys said, I haven't been playing it for too much. So I know a lot of people have complained that it's gotten stale after some time.
Which is, like, as much as I love it and I champion and all that, I understand everybody's things with it. There are the people that do need these linear experience. They need a story. They need a drive in these games and stuff. And I understand, but I'm not one of those people. So that's why, like, I'm cool to go. I can just load it up for 10 minutes, go do one mission, or come back and spend a whole day just, like, sailing around the islands and checking them out. Like, it's so free to me. That's why, like last year I had the contention with Brendan of why I love Zelda more than Horizon Zero Dawn. Zelda was that playground to me where I could play a ground. Like, I understand. There is all your criticisms of Zelda are there, but also those are the reasons why I love it, though. Like, I love that, like, I could walk over to an area and find nothing, but then I could walk over to an area and then find, like, a billion little things and mini stories, and, like, I ran into this bird and he was doing this thing, and, like, I ran into a mate that I was like, I've never even know that was there, and it's just great. I love those kinds of things. But before we get off Sea of Thieves, I just have one little thing I want to say. I've been catching up on the Reset podcast, and they, on their, like, last episode before they go on a break, they said they haven't played it yet. Contact me, hit me up. I will take you through the Sea of Thieves. I want people to experience that. Even if they hate it, at least they need to experience. So the good kids at that podcast, send me a message. I'll take you through the Sea of Thieves. They're worried they'd miss the boat. And I was like, no, there's no boat to miss in this.
I'm going to peel back the curtain for a minute and text Michael right now as we record and see if he gives us an update as we're recording.
I definitely think people should try it. Yeah. I like, you know, the funniest things that we kind of do in the game that in the moment, it makes sense. But then if you think about it, is when we're either on the boat or on an island and we go, hey guys, look at that sunset.
I know.
Look at that amazing sunset.
And all of us just sit there and watch the sunset.
We just stop.
what game? Like, there are moments like, I'll use it again, God of War, where you see a scene and you're like, oh, this is beautiful, but like that scene was set up for you. Like, the game knew you'd be there at that point, and they gave you that scene because they knew you'd be on that cliff, giving you that moment.
You know what game does that also that a lot of people miss is Destiny.
Yeah.
I remember my first experience, like, in Destiny 1. I took forever in that game because there were so many times where I had just stopped and just looked at, like, out into the galaxy and just, you know, saw all the planets moving and the stars and the solar systems and all that sort of stuff going on. And I just thought, man, this is a beautiful game. And I think a lot of people miss that with Destiny. But
Destiny 2.
Definitely one.
Oh, yeah. There's some great... it's not spoilers anymore, because, God, that game's out. If you haven't played it by now, but bad luck. The bit when you're on the machine near the sun, and you just, like, walk... The first time you walk out, and the sun's there, and, like, everything's melting, and I'm like, holy shit.
Ali and I, funnily enough, shared that... like, we were playing together with that moment, and we both stopped there at that first window where you're overlooking the sun and all that, and we neither of us said anything, but I think we both knew, and then we finally did, 30 seconds after, enjoying and taking in that view, and it's the scenery
awesome.
is second to none.
Yeah. Underrated.
Very underrated. And anything else you two lovely people have been playing this week that you want to bring to light? Or
I want to hear about Minecraft.
You've
Tell
experienced?
me about Minecraft.
In Minecraft?
Do you want to...
Yes.
Talking about great graphics. I have got this thing now where I'm building, it's minecarting, like, minecart tracks, but I'm now doing this whole thing where I'm creating, like, railroad systems.
Yeah. Are you doing underground or on the surface?
So far it's on the surface, but underground...
Okay.
Oh, no, I did do an underground one,
Yeah.
because that's how I started it. I got stuck underground.
That's my favorite thing to do like subway systems between, like, all the places. Like, even when I start the game, when I have, like, my little main base, and then I find my good shaft that I want to go down, and I see instantly as I knew that. So for the viewers, Ali's face, like, perked up as soon as I said shaft.
You said good shaft.
A good
You
shaft.
said good shaft.
Good
That
shaft.
you want to go down.
Yeah, I want to go down on that good shaft. When I find a good, like, gold or diamond hideout, like, yes, instant cart system between the two, so I don't have to constantly run back and forth. I can take my little automated cart system back to the mine.
Yeah, I've got this other thing. So, you know how there's that little town that you always run into, like townspeople?
Yeah.
Why is their town always fucked up? Because every time I go there, I go and do, like, I rescue people, I get them out, and, I build their pathways again, and I build stairways and stuff, and I'm just like...
It's halfway because of, like, random generation, and then half because of, what are they called? The poppers. The green one. No, yeah, creepers. Because creepers just randomly explode in the towns and destroy stuff.
No, this is just straight up... Yeah, it must be, like you said, the random generation. But I feel like it always happened in these games that I'd have to come to these towns.
And help them out.
Whole city's screwed up. So I, sit there and I build their pathways. I fix their well. I steal shit from their farm. And then, like, I let people out. Like, because they're usually covered in dirt and stuff. And then they always want to buy paper off me.
Yeah. Oh, the paper's
Except
the
for
best,
the human flesh guy.
Because you just set up that cane farm, and you just constantly farm paper and just go trade it in with them and get diamonds. That's an even easier way to get diamonds than mining.
And llamas are my favorite thing.
Oh, llamas are the best.
The noise is weird, but I love the spitty noise.
Yeah. So Brendan, when are you getting into this goddamn game?
It's like... It's more the llama noise where you're just walking around, you just hear... And you're like, what the f*** is that?
We will definitely commit to some time to play this. I know I've been talking about it for a long time, but yeah, I'm genuinely... I'll get myself a copy and genuinely get in on this, and we'll muck around in a server. I'm looking forward to it. Just finding the time. Once I'm moved in and settled, we'll give it a crack.
Sounds like an idea.
Because after playing with you on so many of these, like, make your own kind of fun games, like, I reckon you're going to actually have a great time in Minecraft.
That's what I'm scared about. Like, I have
Why?
this part of my personality where I want to be the best or I have to have
No
the greatest
one ever
thing.
was.
And I'm worried that like a game like Minecraft, because there is hypothetically no end in sight in that game, unless you're playing story mode, obviously. I'm worried that I'm just going to sit and build 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 and never stop. And
Yeah.
I hope that's exactly what happens, because I want to do 8-bit kingdoms, like the Hungry Gamer kingdoms.
I've already
I want
pitched,
us to go
I've
and
already
find our
pitched
space.
this to Brendan. I said, like, we do, like, one night where it's just us privately go in and build, like, an empire, and then the next night open it up to, like, the viewers and stuff like that, and then get them to come in and help us all build all the stuff and wreck all the stuff, and it'll be great. We can even
No
do,
one's
like,
wrecking
the
anything.
original PUBG with, on, what do you call it, Minecraft, because they had the Hunger Games mode like years and
they
years
did.
ago. Yeah, where you all drop in and get your weapons and then go kill each other. It's great. God bless Minecraft.
Yeah,
God
so we
bless Minecraft.
will get a crack into it. Something else I'm hearing a buzz about is this Roblox or whatever the hell.
No, don't go near
Which is
Roblox.
pretty much what Minecraft Lite / rip-off of Minecraft, from my understanding.
Yeah.
I was watching Orange Ocelot play it on his birthday stream the other day, and he's all about that Roblox life.
Yeah. They do some great stuff with it, though. I'll give them that. They do. I think it's moddable easier than Minecraft, because like sometimes I go in there and I'm like, this doesn't look like Roblox whatsoever. So who knows?
One last quick update I wanted to share before we move into the news is I know there is some listeners out there that want to know what journey I'm on as far as WWE Supercard, and a quick update. No dollars have been spent in the past like 4 weeks.
I don't believe you.
Kicked the drug. I promise.
Do we have
It's
to
clean, guys.
do we have to ring the man himself and ask him to check your account?
No, I like, truth be told, it's gotten to the point now too where I've sort of grinded this game that much. There's no real benefit in me even buying decks of cards.
You got the super deck at the moment.
Yeah, like I'm winning easy 95% of all matches I take part in.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, super decks and long shafts. You know, it's a quality episode.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Nope.
So, shall we jump into the news for this week?
Yes.
This week's news headlines.
Okay, so I've broken up the news sort of into two main components, just to try something a little bit different. Wanted to do something more rapid fire, or Salim Dreams Machine Gun Machine, or whatever the fuck he was calling it in previous episodes.
The best bit is he doesn't even remember himself what he named it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he had an
I think
out
he
of body
changed it
experience.
twice.
Oh yeah, I think he changed it in the same episode.
Yeah, he did. I'm almost certain he did.
So we need to come up with a name for this. We're running with rapid fire for now, which is something I didn't realize until I wrote it in. That's exactly what Cruzy called his rapid fire news
That
headlines.
was I
and
was
it is what
going
it
to
is.
point out. That's what I was going to point out. This is very Iwi. I'm just going to point out. That's Iwi
Yeah.
is what it is.
Is that
Yeah,
what
so
Oh, okay.
it is what it
Read
is.
it.
Iwi.
Yeah, I got it. It just sounds weird.
So, for the
Hashtag
placeholder
Iwi.
title of Rapid Fire, I'm just going to rattle off a few news headlines. We can jump in a little bit, but some of them more so, I guess. Maybe I'll say something, give me a reaction, we jump on to the next one. So the first one, the Xbox Duke controller, you know, the biggest gaming controller the world has ever seen, is now officially available to purchase. I had a look on some of the sites today, and it's already sold out pretty much everywhere.
Is it?
I was
God,
trying to find
thank
one
God.
on Amazon just to take
I
the
want
piss
one.
and get one, but
On
they're hard to find, and they're 70 pounds, so they're like over $100 for the big old Duke.
thank God, because I don't.
So what makes it special?
It's just
Well,
the Duke.
it's the original like Xbox controller, like the big boy that's like the size of a dinner plate, and they've brought it back,
Yeah.
and you can use it on your Xbox One and stuff like that.
I love that
Oh,
controller.
that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
That's it. The next one, the Avengers, well, not Ultron, Jesus Christ, Thanos. From Infinity War is now officially part of Fortnite for a limited time only. They've got a crossover mode where it's the Battle Royale mode still, but it's only solos, and the Infinity Gauntlet actually drops down to Earth, and one of the 100 characters, yourself included, can grab that gauntlet, become Thanos. You get, obviously, special abilities. You've got more health, more armor. And everyone else on the map is trying to kill you and be the last one standing to be Thanos to win. Have you guys seen much of this? Have you played it?
As I said, don't care for playing this game at the start of the podcast, but man, watching people play the Thanos mode is actually really good. And one of our close friends, Griffin Senpai, I was watching him streaming it today, and man, when he got that gauntlet, he was going to town on people once he learned how to actually use the powers, because it gives you a melee attack, it gives you a beam attack, and then you can charge up and do a huge jump up into the air, which allows you to do another slam, punch to the ground as well. And
that is my favorite. The super jump and slam, that is my favorite.
It's nearly like a Titan slam from Destiny.
Yeah, and so many forts get destroyed. Like, they just jump in the air and they land on someone's fort and it just goes everywhere.
Smoosh.
Really good.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn cool, and it's impressive get for Epic to get the Marvel franchise into this sort of Infinity War theme mode that they're rolling, and obviously using the Thanos skin. One missed opportunity that I hope they maybe trickle out in the next couple of weeks is the ability to get skins from the MCU. Like, I think it's a big missed opportunity that there's no Iron Man skin, Thor skin, Hulk, even Thor's goddamn axe. Yeah, Thor skin. Yep. I've got a lisp. With the Thor skin. But massive missed opportunity there that you can't be using the hammer or obviously the Stormbringer axe as well. Like, that'd be perfect as the pickaxe for Fortnite. So hopefully they bring that out. I know I'd actually drop money on that to get some of those skins, because I'd want to be rolling around as Marvel characters in Fortnite. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think we should start a campaign on Twitter. # show us your Thor skin.
Yeah, get your Thor skin out. And funnily enough too, literally hours after this game mode has been released, Thanos has already been nerfed.
Yeah.
So his shield and health have been dropped by 100 each, and the damage from his laser has been taken from 15 to 12. So that's another 20% reduction.
Oh, it does. That's like when I was watching Griffin use it for the first time. He's like, "Oh, the laser's useless," and then he used it on somebody else next, and then he was like, "Oh, I understand it now." And then from then he was melting people in less than a second with the laser.
Okay. So there's a bit of a trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we see in the coming days or weeks some Marvel-based skins or items to roll into the item store as well, because it's insane that they don't have that there. Maybe they couldn't obviously get an extended license agreement where they can have them in the game, or maybe Marvel / Disney wanted too much money for that. Who knows?
I'm assuming that they probably got away with this mode anyway, as kind of advertisement for the movie. So
it's genius.
Yeah.
Something else that I believe, it's been confirmed that it's selling like hotcakes. God of War. So God of War 4, obviously the latest fantastic title on the PlayStation 4, has sold 3.1 million copies in its first 3 days of being available, which is insane. Justified,
but not surprising.
No, not at all.
Not surprising. Personally. I feel kind of left out of 3.1 million people in the world of not playing this game.
Yeah.
You could have potentially been the pendulum that could have bumped it to maybe 3.2. Maybe it's at 3.199 and they didn't want to round it up.
Yakuza needs all the help it can get right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something else that came out this week, Beyond Good and Evil 2 released a little development or developer diary where they showed some of the game's timelines, mysteries, and also who and or what, if you want to define it as that, you can play as. So they showed a bit of gameplay where you are piloting your ship, getting out of the ship, engaged in enemy combat, showed some of the character, the mocap work, as well as talking about when you are playing this game with your friends and you're running a squadron, they can show how you can sort of link your ships up so you can fly and, jump into warp speed and stuff together instead of getting lost on the map. It was a good little video. Went for, they did a live stream initially, and it went for about 50 odd minutes, but as far as that core gameplay and the little highlights and the developer diary, It went for about 5 or 6 minutes, if I can remember right. But yeah.
Hang on. So wait, they showed gameplay.
Yeah, so like obviously it's still alpha at best. Like it's showing them flying around in the ship, boarding other enemy ships, doing fighting enemies, some combat and stuff. So it was good that they actually sort of gave Beyond Good and Evil 2 fans a bit of a carrot, something to tide them over until the next one. And I like that they've got these developer diaries that they want to start rolling out with some regularity.
Has Red Dead shown gameplay?
It won't. I don't know. I don't understand why people think this one game, Rockstar is changing their whole method of showing you gameplay. But you look at like the original Red Dead, all the other GTAs, they don't show gameplay until nearly a month before the game comes out. People stop hyping yourself up. Stop blaming the trailers because they're not ever telling you that they're going to show you gameplay, and everyone's like, this is going to be gameplay, and everyone gets mad at the trailers. It's like, Rockstar has never showed you gameplay until nearly a month before stuff comes out. So, yeah, I don't understand.
Very much true to the name, Rockstar. It's like, what, we're bigger than you, we're larger than life, we'll do what we want. And that's sort of been their mantra for
because they've earned it. They've earned it. So, yeah.
But no, it was good to see Michael Ansel and some of the other creative directors there sort of talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, obviously, it's got a tough act to follow. Like, I think it was 2003 was the original Beyond Good and Evil, so it's 15 plus years in the making, with maybe another year or two to go, maybe more, before we see this sequel drop. But I like that they are keeping people interested with sort of physical, well, not physical, but like actual displays of the gameplay, as opposed to something like a Death Stranding where it's just nice CGI-based trailers with bizarre imagery and things like that.
Yeah.
I'll see. I haven't played. That's one of my little holes in my gaming history. I didn't play the original, so I have no hype whatsoever for it. So, but I'm excited. It looks nice, but yeah, I haven't played the original, so I can't get too excited for this one.
You know what I can't get too excited for? Dota 2 and their confirmation today they're going to be releasing a Battle Royale mode.
God.
What in the hell?
That's original.
But like this is a funnier one. Well, actually, no, it's nearly on the same vein of COD, where COD was the reason. Well, like Dota 2 wasn't the reason, but like COD 2 was the reason why like shooters got so big to the point of like COD was king, and then so every other game tried to replicate COD's style of first-person shooting, and then Dota 2 is also and original Dota and LoL are the two games that kind of changed the format where everyone was trying to do a MOBA and stuff like that. So it's funny that the MOBAs are now trying to latch on to the new style of Battle Royale kind of modes because they're the new hotness. So I'll see.
Yeah, like I saw it on Twitter today and I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, fuck, I'm not at all surprised. Like, what's next? And you know what? Like, they've got the player base to no doubt find a good chunk of that to have a good attach rate audience to generate cash. So, but it's like the two styles. The two styles clash. Like the whole point of Dota is like your heroes and the different heroes and matching them. While the whole premise of a battle royale is everyone drops in as equal and no advantage over another person and stuff like that. Like you build yourself up to be good. While like a MOBA, it's all about like choosing your hero, which benefits the team, which like counteracts another hero on the opposite team. And I don't know whether they're just going to have blank slate heroes drop down onto a battle royale, or who knows. I wouldn't mind seeing a hero-based battle royale though. It'd put a different spin on it.
Yeah.
Some positive news here in the rapid fire. Overwatch came out today and confirmed they are partnering with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And on the back of that, are releasing a limited edition Pink Mercy skin, which you can buy for $15, but with every single cent of said purchase of the skin going directly to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I think that's a really good move by Blizzard Activision. The skin looks great, and the fact that they are backing such a positive cause like that is phenomenal.
Yeah, the skin's really actually detailed and cute. Like, you know how sometimes when you have not a throwaway skin, but, kind of like an eventful skin, sometimes they don't put as much attention to it. This Mercy skin's actually quite adorable. I can see a lot of people getting it purely for the look alone.
Where's my pink Reaper? That's all I want to know. That's the one I want. I want a pink, frilly dressed Reaper.
Well, until they release the Pink Frilly Reaper, you've got 2 weeks to pick up the Pink Mercy skin, which will be available for purchase up until the 21st of May. So, yeah, about 2 weeks or so. But, no, fantastic work for Blizzard. I love seeing that. I hope more developers get involved in stuff like that. I think it's nice to see people try and give back how they can. And the last rapid fire bit of news here that Mr. Nato slung in there, so he might have more to add to it, I saw here.
Yeah, Jason Schreier, our boy in the field who always breaks all the best stories. I think it was a EA, what are they called? The money meetings. The financial meetings or whatever they call them. Apparently they are doubling down on trying to release, because it was originally Anthem was supposed to be a fall game for this year.
Yeah,
and it slipped into 2019, and apparently through whatever leaks he's got, they are doubling down, and it's either going to be a March and April 2019 release. So I just don't know about this game at all. I really don't.
I'm excited. But my opinion, I guess, can be taken as a little bit of grain of salt, because I'm a big
you
big
also
BioWare
enjoyed
fanboy.
You also
big
enjoyed
BioWare
Andromeda.
fanboy.
Well, yeah, I did not. Yeah. No, this is not a stab. It's like, I don't know how I can enjoy a game after I like fucking hated Anthem. I mean, Andromeda. Like, it was like insulting to me, that game. So I'm a bit very cautious, which is like, if you told like even 2013 Nato he would not be excited for a BioWare game, he wouldn't believe you, because BioWare is my god. They're my studio. Every game from them is like liquid gold to me until Andromeda. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just worried about that game. But yeah, apparently they're doubling down because pressure is mounting to get that game out from EA, and BioWare is apparently saying, yep, we're going to have it out by March, April. So
I'm assuming that they're probably planning a Dragon Age to drop at the end of this year. As my thought process, then maybe they'll roll out at E3 and sort of say, okay, new Dragon Age, it's going to be available October, something like that.
Yeah, when was Inquisitions? Like that, it seems
Inquisition
not that
was,
long ago, but it was a while ago. Yeah,
easy 3 years ago.
Yes,
I don't know offhand, but I'm pretty sure it's about 3 years ago. But yeah, they're due for a win. Old BioWare, they are still licking their wounds off the back of Andromeda.
Yeah,
but yeah. So that is the rapid fire news headlines. Now we've got a couple more that we're going to deep dive into in more detail. The first one came off the announcement the Nintendo Switch Online is finally going to be launching in September 2018. And this news headline or news article comes via way of IGN, where Nintendo Switch Online will cost $5.95 Australian dollars for a 1 month subscription. You can roll that out to $12 or $11.95 for 3 months, or $29.95 for a year. But if you do have multiple accounts in your household, you can get the family membership for $54.95, which can support up to 8 Nintendo account holders on that service. The system on the back of that will also give you in the subscription up to 20 NES Classic games at launch. They've announced 10 of these so far. I won't go through... maybe we'll rattle them off really quick. Soccer Tennis, Donkey Kong, Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Dr. Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Super Mario Bros 3. And lastly, these NES games will take advantage of the online service, and then they say in quotes, depending on the game, players can engage in online competitive or co-op multiplayer, or take turns controlling the action, end quote. So you'll be able to play single player as well as multiplayer and pass the controller options anytime with your friends. And every classic NES game will support voice chat via the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app, which is still a goddamn abomination of hardware and or software. But there it is. Nintendo Switch Online, finally confirmed.
I know.
The price point, is iffy for me.
Yeah.
20 NES title classic games, which I doubt I'll play any of these. So to have an online service where I pay $30 Australian a year just to have cloud saves, really, doesn't sell much for me, in all honesty.
Nope.
I thought it was relatively okay, to be honest.
I think the biggest thing that annoyed me was the lack of talking about these Nintendo GameCube games that have been hotly rumored for a long time, like Luigi's Mansion and a few others.
Well, there was another thing that came out. I don't know if it was Jason or not as well. They said, I'm pretty sure it was actually Jason Schreier, where he said it's nearly concrete that they're not having Virtual Console on Switch.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty I'll try and search for it, but I'm pretty sure I read it today that there was somebody with a lot of credibility behind them that was like, nope. These NES games are the closest you're kind of getting to a Virtual Console.
And that to me, $30 for 20 NES classic games, I could not give a rat's ass about.
No,
I'm sorry, didn't a bunch of people drop $100 and something on a NES Mini?
Yeah.
But some of those games have got more substance than soccer and tennis.
But those same
but
people...
But only 10 of them.
Yeah.
The other 10 have football and darts and cricket. I know they're not NES games,
and
but
you got Donkey Kong, you got Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, you got Legend of Zelda, you got Dr. Mario. Then it's not like they went completely down the fucking rabbit hole of God knows what games. You got some classics in there. Yeah. I just don't understand. They're giving you a service on the online service and some games for a price point, which is $30 a year, which is in contrast to, your PlayStation Network and your Xbox Live.
Yeah, but you get new games with Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. You get above average audio game chat services. You get good online servers. Anytime we play a Mario Kart, it's every 2 seconds somebody's dropping out.
Connection error.
Yeah.
But this is a portable console.
Yeah. But, so I did look up Jason Schreier. Yeah, it was him that tweeted this morning. Some breaking AM news. Virtual Console is in, stars, not coming to Switch, Nintendo tells Kotaku.
See, if they could, even if they tailed on the back of that in a final line, Virtual Console is coming or it's still on the roadmap, I'd be like, okay, you've bought some good faith in me, but I don't see the need to pay $30 to have some janky voice chat. When Ali, as you sort of whispered in onto the mic before about Discord, you just do it that way.
I mean, we all use Discord for everything.
Can we do a big shout out to fucking Xbox to finally pull the trigger of the first of the consoles that was yeah, you know what? Let's bring Discord to our system.
We fucked up.
Not yet, though. We tried to make that happen the other day, and it's not there yet.
It is for what's the name? The test people.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't been
insiders.
Into my testing. Yeah, the insiders. I haven't gone into my Xbox Insider program yet to go download it, so I need to try it out just to see what it's like.
I uninstalled the test stuff because it just, back before I had decent internet, it was just updating patch after patch every goddamn day, and I'm like, no, I'm done with this, especially on my ADSL 2. But yeah, Nintendo Online. I really did
think with how convoluted Nintendo's voice chat was being, that they were the first ones that were going to pull the trigger on it. That they were like, oh, here's the service, but we're not putting much effort into it because we're actually in talks with Discord to bring Discord app just to a thing. And it doesn't look like they are. I was completely wrong, and should have just assumed it's typical Nintendo not understanding future tech.
Mm-hmm. I'll sort of segue nicely into Nintendo not understanding potential patents. Nintendo are getting sued currently over some Switch patents. The nature of the complaint is the same one as Game Vice filed in August of 2017, but withdrew 2 months later. It alleges that Nintendo was fully aware of 2 patents Game Vice held for designs that affix joystick controllers to opposite sides of a mobile device. So in 2015, GameVice launched the device, also called the game device, and it supports Apple and Samsung smartphones and tablets. Then obviously the Switch was announced in late 2016 and launched in March of last year. So they're getting pretty serious about this, GameVice, because obviously they were having a crack late last year and then maybe got incorrect legal counsel, withdrew, maybe found a lawyer willing to chase this and try and squeeze Nintendo for some further cash. So we'll see.
It's also like people don't understand like the whole thing with patents where like there was one, what was it? I think it was like Metallica years and years ago where they like I had started to hate them because they started suing a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
like
they sued Napster.
No, that was a whole different issue. No, they started suing like there was a restaurant that had the same name as them and stuff like that. Where like not many people understand that if you don't actually push forward these things, even if you know you don't care and you're gonna lose in this thing, but if you don't do it, people have free reign in the future to do it all the time to a point where you can't sue them because they can go against you where you're like, you didn't sue these people and stuff like that. So GameVice suing Nintendo is probably not about them doing it for a game console. They're trying to stop a patent maybe from another company trying to do actually the exact same thing of them for smartphones. So if they don't do this initial challenge for their patron against Nintendo, they might not be able to counter somebody that's trying to do it for
GameVice.
What is it? Yeah, for a GameVice that's nearly more on par, because the Nintendo one is a bit of a stretch. Like, I've seen both things, and it's a bit like, but
it's funny too because the Nintendo Switch uses the same glass that is in an iPhone, made in the same warehouse. So there is technically phone.
Well,
components.
actually, they all come from Samsung factories. Samsung does all the glasses for phones, TVs, and computers. So that's why everyone nearly has the same kind of glass these days, because Samsung got the monopoly
for the win.
Yeah. So it might be what I've just suggested there, where they're just actually challenging their own patent, so it doesn't get contested in a future suit against somebody else, or maybe they are just really think that Nintendo's trying to go against them and stole ideas from them, because you actually have to do that if you own a patent. If you don't contest certain people, other people can say like, I'm pretty sure. I'm very, very rusty on all this shit.
I saw this on Boston Legal one time.
I did do uni for a few years, and like engineers, that's 100% all they teach you, patents and stuff like that, because that's what you've got to put forward. So it's old knowledge, so I'm pretty sure I've got it correct. Somebody will probably contest
sold me.
But
you honestly sold me.
You do have to contest these things for future things of like, why didn't you contest this person and you're contesting me? So you've got to contest both people, and you've got to protect your property in these kind of scenarios.
If I close my eyes, it definitely feels like I'm in the room with Harvey Specter or maybe James Spader. So it's I'm feeling you.
Boston Legal. Oh god, that's a good old school reference there.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember James Spader's character though in Boston Legal.
Yeah. Well, one was from the other one. What's the
Suits. So Harvey
Suits.
Specter's from Suits, and Mike Ross, but I can't remember James Spader's character in Boston Legal. Yeah, it was a fantastic character.
Oh yeah, he was great. The cigars on the balcony after each episode, just
perfecto. So watch this space as far as what happens with Nintendo and GameVice in the courtrooms. Some other news, which ties, I guess, nicely between gaming as well as television. The Witcher show for Netflix is moving ahead, and via GameSpot, we've read an article here that says lead writer Lauren Hishrich announced that the writers' room for the show officially opened today, where she also announced the names of the show's co-writers. So just naming them off, I won't read the whole article. I'll just sort of give a bit of a hit list on who's taking part in this. So Jenny Klein, who wrote for Jessica Jones, is part of the writing team for The Witcher. We've got Declan DeBara, who is part of the originals, and Sneha Kurs. I'm apologising in advance if I butchered that, but Sneha was one of the writers with Daredevil. So there's a diverse cast there. The Originals was a shitty show about vampires that I couldn't care about, but Daredevil, Jessica Jones, I like that kind of tone. Bit gritty, bit darker.
Originals was terrible. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see that this is actually gaining traction and it didn't just end up on the cutting room floor, that they are pushing through with this. We'll see how it translates, if it can translate to television.
I think it will. I think it will. Because Witcher is this one anomaly in my, like, big RPG open worlds where I don't enjoy playing Witcher that much, but I love watching people play Witcher. Because I just have this weird thing where I can't fall into the role of Geralt because it is Geralt rather than my own custom character in this RPG world where, like, every time I go to a decision, I'm like, what would Geralt say in this decision? And then I feel like I'm nearly playing a scripted game, even though the game is completely giving me options. I have weird. So, like, when I used to sit and watch my ex-missus play Witcher, it was awesome. I loved just watching it. But anytime I tried to play it, I could never lose myself into that world because it was Geralt's world rather than my... Like, something like, I think Inquisition, bringing it back to BioWare, came out the same year, and Inquisition is 100% a lesser game than Witcher. By a million miles. But I fucking loved playing Inquisition more than I did like Witcher because it was my character in my world, in my story in Inquisition, while Witcher, it was Geralt's story in Geralt's world, and I don't know, it's just, so for me, this Witcher TV series is like, I'm so excited and I'm all up for it because this is nearly what I was doing watching people play the Witcher game.
That surprises me because I thought you'd be all about the sexualization and the killing of monsters and the RPG and the fantasy. I thought you could just fall into that and in your own mind role play as Geralt, like, because that's sort of like a laundry list of your favorite things in a game. Yeah, and yet you couldn't sort of, I guess.
No, I got through. I got all. Like, I love the books more, and I played all through 2, and I got a good, I don't know, 30, 40 hours into Witcher 3, and I just was like, I can't play this anymore. I'm not. I feel robotic in playing this game, and yeah, I don't know. It was sad, but I'm excited to play Witcher. I watch Witcher on Netflix, so that's what I like. Think like there's a D&D movie coming out soon, and I couldn't be any less excited to watch that because that is not what D&D is. That's why, like, a lot of video game movies fail because they're trying to replicate something that the player gives to those games and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just I might enjoy Witcher because I never could ever fall into that world. I could only enjoy it from the outside, so I'm excited.
Show me butts and show me booty.
Oh, yes! Give me them tits! Oh, man, it's Netflix, so we might get a bit of everything. We might get the full boy and girl outfit.
I'm hoping they don't hold back on it. Like, if they can get a big budget for this and tonally almost mimic a Game of Thrones, I think it would be perfect. Because that's the definite delivery, I think, for this show to succeed, is that kind of harsh, violent, bleak, no holds barred, no filters.
Hashtag free the penises. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Free
Hashtag hung Geralt.
Because if we're getting penises, then I get more girls' butts and vaginas. So give me.
You already get those.
No, you don't get butts that much these days.
Are you, Nato, can I ask, are you a Triss or a Yennefer guy?
Which one is the American voice actor for? That's the redhead, isn't it?
Triss, yeah.
Yeah, the Triss. I didn't like what's the name coming because like
Yennefer.
With a lot of people, I fell in love with what's the name in the second game. So then when the third game came through and this blackhead chick was like, "Oh, I'm actually your wife," I was like, "Get away from me! I love her."
Just like that. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm excited. I'm keen. If they can sort of stick the landing with this show, it could be something special for Netflix. It could be a nice little money spinner for them, and hopefully a long running series.
Mm-hmm.
So the last bit of news that I think is very fitting, considering we've got one of the resident 8-bit Pokemon experts here, the one and only Nato J. I did not know this until I saw it in an article.
Yeah, I saw this a couple of days as well, and I lost my shit.
So,
as soon as it happened, a whole bunch of illustrators and artists and all that came up with their own versions, and I was just like, oh, give these all to me.
So apparently Pikachu was meant to have another evolution. So this came via Eurogamer, and it reads, lovable Pikachu, the yellow and cuddly mascot of the Pokemon franchise, once had a third evolution, which would evolve it into a devil-like creature with large fangs and horns. So this came on the back of Pikachu's original illustrator, Atsuko Nishida, and original Pokemon design legend, Ken Sugimori. They were interviewed by a Japanese newspaper, and they confirmed that the Pokemon was going to be known as Gorochu, and it bared fangs and even had a pair of horns. Goro in Japanese is a word used to describe a rumbling sound fitting with Rai, which comes from the word thunder. Chew is the onomatopoeic sound of a mouse-like squeak. So Gorochu, the devil mouse Pokemon, sadly will never see the light of day.
Also, fun fact we found out I think it was in that same interview, that Pikachu's based more on a squirrel than a mouse, even though it's considered in all the Pokedex entries as the mouse Pokemon. It's actually based off a squirrel, not off a mouse.
Is it because it has a long-ass tail that is bigger at the end?
Yes, it is.
You would have
but,
thought.
God, heads up, Nathan absolutely hates Pikachu, wish Pikachu doesn't exist. It's the worst Pokemon ever, but absolutely loves Raichu. So, a third evolution... Yeah, I hate Pikachu.
Who likes Raichu?
Me. And
weirdo.
Aloha Pikachu that rides on his tail like a surfboard. Give me all of that.
What about the little baby ones? Was it Pichu? The little baby pre-Pikachu one?
Yeah, Vomit, that is. This new evolution looks awesome, and the people that have done designs, this is way up my alley. Anyone who's ever talked to me about Pokemon, I am a huge ghost and dark type guy, and he even looks like he would be a dark electric type, and I was all up for that. So I'm actually sad. I really wish I could go back in time and push them to give me that third evolution of Gorochu.
That would have pissed me off. I would have had a Pikachu, and I would have had to deal with handling a Raichu. It's gotta work with this Raichu until I get a Gorochu.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, because to get to Pikachu to Raichu, you got to do the Thunderstone, so I wonder what they do to get the third evolution. Who knows?
Raichu just looks like a fat, tan Pikachu. It just looks like he's been on holiday in Hawaii or something. He's just fattened up and gotten skin tan, like a tan.
That's why...
Actually,
that's why the Aloha Pikachu is awesome, because he literally is that... And he's because he rides his surfboard, and his tail like a surfboard. It's awesome, the Aloha Pikachu, so...
That sounds painful.
Well, no, it floats because he's psychic.
Gorochu.
Hovers on it. Yeah.
The Pokemon that never was.
No.
But that was interesting. It's crazy that 22 years later, this finally came to the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did take a while.
I did lose my shit a little bit about it. To be honest. So, heads up of how much I love Pokemon.
All right, being honest, this is now our final segment of the podcast.
iTunes Review of the Week.
And this review comes to us via way of iTunes user Enter a Nickname. That's ENTA space nickname. So very unique username there. Gives
good
us
spelling, one would say. Gives
us 5 stars, but then also gives us the headline of 5 stars. So I guess that equates to 10 stars? Question mark. And the review simply reads, Nato is my spirit animal. But it's spelled Naido, so clearly he's not talking about our co-host here today. It must be some other unrelated person from a manga or an anime called Nato that he's talking about.
I do want to change my name now to be that. That's him. It sounds so Japanese, Nato. I think it actually is, because there's an actual Japanese dish called Nato or something like that in Japan that my good friend Ian says is there, and his missus absolutely loves it. So she calls me by that dish all the time. So I love it. So maybe
Oh, so
maybe
you-
that's actually the spelling of the actual dish, and that's probably where he got the idea from.
Why do you think it's he?
I'm trying to find something. I've just Googled it, and I can't see any dish. I see a Naidu, like Naidu. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, you've got your first specific iTunes review dedicated strictly to yourself, Mr. I Know Nato. Congratulations.
NATO?
This is actually the second one. There was another one that said, like, NATO was a good contribution to the podcast or something like that.
Yeah,
I remember
But
that
who's
one. Hmm.
counting, right?
Yeah. Oh, I am.
I bet you are.
2 good reviews. But enter a nickname. Thank you for that iTunes review. As we say each and every week, these reviews help keep the emotional lights on in our hearts, keeps us relevant, keeps us happy, keeps us tracking in the iTunes charts. So be sure to rate, review, subscribe us and all the other podcasts of choice that you are listening to, because it goes a awfully long way. But yeah, that, my 2 fantastic friends, has been
Now we're
the 104th episode
We're friends. We're not children.
of the Hungry Gamers. I can be friends with my kids. You know, I'm a cool dad. But is there anything either of you two would like to say before we sign this bad boy off for another week?
It's called Nato. It's Natto with a little weird O. And it's a soybean fermented dish in Japan.
Sounds like
That's what it
shit.
Yeah, sounds terrible. But apparently it's good.
I reckon you probably taste better than that.
Oh, I do.
Ooh.
Meow.
I was just going to talk about ramen, but now I don't want to make that connection.
I
Because
love
we're
a
heading
good
into the
ramen.
cold weather out here.
Yeah, can I ask, what is your broth of choice? Are you like I'm a show you
Chicken
guy.
broth. Chicken broth with a little bit of soy in it as well.
Yeah, so I'm
I
the
hate fish.
pork soy broth, the show you. It's my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love ramen.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
no, I
know.
really want ramen right now.
There's a
I think
place
I
up
might-
here, not far from where we live, that has some of the best ramen I've ever had in my life. So when we do plan for the family reunion, I'll be taking us all there for a good old bowl of ramen.
Yeah, we need to do it
Thanks,
before.
Dad.
We need to do it before the old girl leaves the country.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I can take you to the best ramen place in States.
Oh, state. Oh, California ramen is real good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything
Now
else
I'm
you
hungry.
two would like to add to this final exchange before we say fare thee well to the 8-Bit Nation for one more week?
I absolutely have nothing to say. I've got nothing original. I've
no,
just
see,
been
new-
chowing
new
down
s-
on.
Play Sea of Thieves. That's all I'm going to say. New content comes out in the next couple of weeks. Play Sea of Thieves. Game of the year. It's going to be. You watch.
Your game of the year, maybe. It's certainly fantastic. I would like to leave the audience on a bit of a cliffhanger and say, get hyped for upcoming new content in podcast form to the 8-Bit Collective over the coming weeks. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm
But it's
intrigued. What
pretty
is it?
exciting. I haven't even told you guys about it yet, so we should probably have a team meeting after this. But get hyped.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to be involved.
We'll see.
Sounds exciting either
See,
way.
you guys are my favourites now, so you're definitely at the front of the line.
Hear that, rest of 8-Bit
Yeah.
Collective? Hear that?
Yeah,
We're
back
the
of the bus.
favourites. Oh, you know what? I'll just leave the audience with my a little bit of parting advice, especially from what Nato told us today. Especially if you're in a sandbox, keep it away from your Vaginasaurus.
Yeah, keep it away. Keep the sand out of your Vaginasaurus.
Vaginasaurus.
Wiser words have never been said. Okay, so until next week, 8-Bit Nation, I have been Brendan, who can be found at Brendan8Bit.
Oh, I've been Miss Ellie Hart. That can be found at Miss Ellie Hart.
And I am the beautiful boy you love listening to at I Know Nato.
You didn't do too badly then, I'll give you that. And you can find us all as a collective at We Are 8-Bit on all the socials, on the YouTube. Check out the best in audio equipment at audio-technica.com.au and be sure to search for the hashtag 8-Bit Collective on the socials for the rest of the talented crew making magic on the daily. Until next week. Oh, what?
I was going to say, I totally forgot. My other show, A Plus Anime, is now back, so go check that out. I forgot to plug that. It's at OK. Well, it comes out comes out probably the day after this episode. We're talking about Megalobox. It's an anime podcast talking about getting new and old people into anime, so go check it out. It's back at A Plus Anime.
And as I climb out of this train wreckage of an ending now, thank you, listeners, for tuning in each and every week. Until next week, 8-Bit Nation, much love.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.